Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel, Brandy Janae's Book Show. I am probably going to try to rush through this, hopefully not too fast because it's late. I haven't eaten and I'm tired. My arm is hurting because I got my vaccine and I'm complaining. So let me just get into this video. Anyway, I'm happy because I finally have another Manga Spice Cafe box to open. This is the September box. I think for September and October they're doing like spooky themed boxes. Here is the like little poster for this month. Here's also all of the information on the back of here, some information on the snack on the bottom, and then at least as far as the greeting, it says, "Hello, it's made Nico-chan. Here at Manga Spice Cafe, we are celebrating a new event called Spook Fest. It's a 2-month-long celebration of old and newly released horror and mystery manga, featuring work from some of the most legendary and loved mangaka. We're bringing Halloween to you early with festive snacks and a fruity drink. Happy Halloween. We hope you enjoy your box and look forward to the next one." Let's go ahead and get into the box and see what's in here. I think I'm actually going to start with the small things because those are usually the most hassle at the end. So let me go ahead and open this up. In the little baggie, there is this mystery sucker, and we'll see if it'll focus. It has a handprint on it. It kind of looks like slime, but it's candy, obviously. There are also 2 little chocolates with like little characters on them. I don't know. There we go. Those are really cute. Looks like it's milk chocolate, so that should be fun. There are also high chews. I think one is grape and the other is strawberry. And then we do also have these 2 little packets here, which I think are also like little goodies that were supposed to go along with the ones that were in the bag. So according to this, it says you'll also find in your box 2 Fujiya cookies, 1 savory cheese flavor, 1 a caramel apple flavored chocolate chip. These sound like they're going to be really good. Those were all of the small things. Let's get into some of the slightly bigger things because it looks like this box has like a little bit more, but I think last month had bigger items and this one just has more of like smaller type of items. I don't know. Anyway, the next thing is here. Sorry if my hand is shaking. My arm is killing me. I don't know why all of a sudden this is hurting so bad, but we have this Choco Burst, which is a chocolate cake with chocolate filling. And then we do also have 2 of these things. I usually really enjoy these. So let me see what the flavors of these 2 things are. It says that it's mentai and corn soup, which I'm pretty sure that we've had both of these before. And then for the drink, we got this orange jelly drink, which we did get like this brand before, but I think the other one was like mango or something. It was a different flavor and it actually turned out to be pretty good. So I'm hoping to enjoy this one as well. We do also have the package of noodles, which is the shrimp creamy tom yum flavor. I really enjoyed this. I think I enjoy this one more than like the Indomie, the normal ones that we get. And then the final thing that's in here is this bag of chips, which is from Lay's, as you can see, and this is pickled sauerkraut flavor. I don't know how to feel. I don't know if I've ever eaten sauerkraut before. I might have and just not known, but I don't think I have. So we'll see how it goes. I finally got all 3 of the mangas out of the plastic wrap. So I'm gonna go through these. I'm super excited, you guys. So let me go through all of these and then go through descriptions. So we're gonna go ahead and start with this one, which is actually pretty thick. This first one is Muhio and Roji's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation, Volume 1 by Yoshiyuki Nishi. It says, are you a victim of unwanted spirit possession? Is there a ghost you need sent up and away, or down to burn for all eternity? If the answer is yes, then you need Muhio and Roji, experts in magic law. Serving justice to evil spirits is their specialty. When the ghost of a tormented schoolgirl starts terrorizing subway passengers, can Muhio and Roji resolve the paranormal crisis before it totally derails? Okay, it sounds like it's gonna be super cute, just like a shonen mystery with the ghost. It's giving me the same vibes of Toilet Bound Hanako-kan, but maybe not as dark. We'll see. I don't know. But one thing I will say off the bat, which I feel terrible saying this, I don't think I'm going to be a fan of the art style. Like, this isn't really my thing. It's weird. Like, it's not ugly. It's just quirky, and like, it's not my style. So I don't think I'm gonna like the art style, but if the storyline is good enough, I could definitely get over the art style I have in the past. So we'll see how this one goes. Moving on, the next one is Mao. I'm not quite sure how to say that. Volume 1 by Rumiko Takahashi, and I'm pretty sure that this is the mangaka who created Inuyasha, as well as some others, but the one that I know for sure is Inuyasha. I first got into like anime from that. So this says, exercise your destiny. When Nanako is transported back in time to a supernatural early 20th century, she gets recruited by aloof exorcist Mao. What thread of fate connects them? Together they seek answers and kick some demon butt along the way. Nanako passes through a portal into Taisho era, where exorcist Mao reluctantly rescues her from the jaws of a grotesque yokai. When Nanako gets back to the present, she discovers she has some new incredible abilities. She returns to the past looking for answers, only to get caught up in Mao's investigation of a series of gruesome murders. As her questions about herself multiply, Nanako learns that Mao is cursed by a cat demon named Byoki, and so is his sword. If anyone but Mao attempts to wield it, they are doomed. But when Mao's life is in jeopardy, Nanako picks up his blade and swings. Okay, so it's giving me very much Inuyasha vibes, but maybe like more modern. This sounds like it's gonna be fun. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't have like the exact same storyline. Hopefully it has a different feel to it. But besides the point, I am so interested in this. And the third and final one in this box is Junji Ito. I have heard so many things about this mangaka. I have been meaning to pick something up, but for whatever reason I just never get around to it. But this one is called Censor, and this looks like it's gonna be super creepy, so maybe I'll try to fit this in this month no matter what. Look at the hardcover. I definitely would have read this without the dust jacket on it, and it looks like there is some artwork inside of the dust jacket. I don't know if this is going to be exclusive to this, but there's that. So this one says, a woman walks along at the foot of Mount Sengoku. A man appears saying he's been waiting for her and invites her to a nearby village. Surprisingly, the village is covered in hair-like volcanic glass fibers, all shining a bright gold. That night, as the villagers gaze up at the starry sky, countless unidentified flying objects come raining down on them, the opening act for the terror about to occur. Interesting. Obviously, now that I have gone through all of these in their descriptions, I'm gonna leave this here, and I will be back whenever I read all three of these to give you guys reviews on those. Hey everyone, so I don't know how long it's been since I filmed the unboxing portion of this video. I know that it's been at least a month because I had the manga on my TBR in November and I didn't get around to them. I honestly kind of like trashed my TBR for the most part, but pretty early on, kind of in December, I finally got around to reading it. For this month, I had 2 3 stars and then 1 4 stars. The first one that I'm going to talk about is Muhio and Roji's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation, mouthful, volume 1 by Yoshiyuki Nishi. This is the one that I was the most concerned about. At first, I was very interested in the concept because there's like these rules of law, and we have these different supernatural creatures that are existing in the world, and they come about in different ways. Muhia, which is this guy here, he is a specialist in supernatural law or something like that, and because of that, like, he has pretty much aced whatever test or whatever it is that he needed to do so that he can actually banish the different supernatural creatures. And they have this business set up where people come to them when they have ghostly problems or they have like supernatural things going on. They really don't know what to do, and we're just watching them as they get into the case, or they get hired, pretty much figure out what's going on, get rid of the ghost. And pretty much each chapter, or it might not have been each chapter because I think we had like 2 major things going on, or maybe 3 major like elements, like supernatural things going on. I think my issue with this is that everything just seems too easy, and I know that it has room to develop and get a little harder for things to happen. But like I said, we had 3 different situations where these characters had a job because of supernatural creatures, and it was handled so easily each time, and I was just like, well, that's not making me want to continue on, because if there's no conflict really, then what's the point? I could keep reading, but I'm the type of person that wants like progressive story and things to get harder over time, or at least start out harder, characters work on stuff, and I wasn't getting enough of that from this. One thing I will say is that there was like an evil or villain character introduced that could possibly be an issue over several volumes or maybe the entire series, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, yes, that caught my interest, I really want to like read more of this for that. This is the one I wasn't too shocked with. It did get 3 stars, so it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't hard enough for me. Everything just like was like, okay, here's the issue, we're gonna go check it out ourselves, we're gonna figure out what exactly this thing is, and then the one guy uses whatever law number it is to banish it to a certain place that fits whatever level it's at, like the supernatural being is at, and go home, move on to the next thing. There were some little side stories here and there, and it has a little goofiness and things like that, but for my personal taste, this just wasn't it. And yeah, that's just what it is. Like I said, this one got 3 stars. Moving on to the next one, which was Censored by Junji Ito. This one actually also got 3 stars. I was shocked that this came in there, but I was really excited because I was just like, oh, I finally have something to read from Junji Ito. However, this was not for me. I feel like this one at least is going to be very short, because this is one of those stories where if I start delving into things that happen, it's going to be spoilers, because it's kind of like almost seemed like a stream of consciousness type of story. There's nothing wrong with that, but that wasn't what I was looking for in this. I will say that this did have some very creepy imagery. Hopefully you guys will not be upset if I show you this, but let me find the one that I think freaked me out the most. I think this page here was probably the freakiest, like, creepy drawing of the whole book, but it wasn't enough. Like, I think I was more freaked out about like how it looked than anything else. But like, as far as the story, it wasn't super creepy. Like, not that it had to be, but I was expecting it to be, so maybe that was my fault for having specific expectations without really knowing much about this. And it just seemed to wander aimlessly. I got the point, I think, of the story, but it just wasn't really hitting all the marks that I was expecting it to. With that being said, though, I will give the mangaka another try. I know that there are lots of different works out, so I'm gonna try some other things, and hopefully it was just that this story in particular wasn't for me. I know I really didn't talk about the plot, but like I said, I don't really want to get into it because I don't want to give it away. It's not really much to give away because it's like not much happens. Had a lot of potential, it didn't hold up for me, sadly. Anyway, I'm gonna stop like trying to talk about this and not really saying much and move on to the next manga. And the final one that I have to talk about is Mao hopefully I'm saying that right, volume 1, which is the start of a new series, which I'm pretty sure this one came out recently. This one I obviously found the most interesting because this one did get 4 stars for me. If you've read Inuyasha, which I have not, but I have watched a good portion of the anime, this was very much giving Inuyasha vibes. Like the way that the story was set up and the way that the characters were, you can kind of tell that it was written by the same mangaka, which was kind of distracting at times because I was just like, oh yeah, that's just exactly like that. This is happening almost exactly like that. It's a different time period, slightly different situations going on, but a lot of things were very similar, down to the fact that it's a boy at her school that has a crush on her and he's wondering about her missing time in this volume, which I'm sure will continue as the series continues on. I think what I'm enjoying so far about this one is that the human girl may not be as human as we thought, and it seems like people, or at least her family, actually knows more than they are telling her, which I find very interesting. So it makes me wonder what all is going on. There were some differences that I really enjoyed, and I just like how the story was put together. It felt familiar, which, like I said, was kind of distracting at times because it almost seemed too similar, but it had enough differences where I think once we get to a certain point, it will like become its own story. So I'm looking forward to reading more of this and getting to that point. I'm just curious to see how this continues on, so I will be keeping this on my radar, probably picking up more volumes if they are currently out of this. And yeah, I feel like I was all over the place as usual when it comes to these, but even more so because it's been a little minute since I've read these, and also I didn't have much to say on any of them. That's where I'm sitting at. These two got 3 stars. This one got 4. This was a standalone, so I'm pretty sure that there's no more to that. I am definitely going to continue on with this one, and I most likely will not continue on with this because it just doesn't fit my taste. But yeah, I'm really happy with the fact that I got them read. Honestly, is the most important thing right now. I think that's all that I have for this video. I know that I have a few people that watch this even though they don't really read manga, especially the ones that I end up getting, but thank you for that. If you haven't read any of these, let me know what you thought about them down in the comments. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up as well as subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.